Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are working on an XJ. We are gonna weld the diff. We're gonna check it first. The owner says that it was probably welded when he bought it and that the welds might have cracked. So we're gonna go ahead and check the gears, make sure everything's good in there and make sure that there's not an axle that's cracked. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the Jeep right here. He was actually rocking one of the Weekends Are for Off-Roading flag on there, but we had to take it off to fit it in the garage. So the first thing we're gonna do is remove the diff cover and then check what it looks like underneath there. Loosen up all the bolts before we get started. Also, remember to leave the top bolt on, just loose. That way the oil falls out and it holds the diff cover. Oh fuck.
God damn it, John.
God damn it. Give me a rag. It's looking a little shiny.
That's not good.
Is
it looking brown shiny or?
Black shiny.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you can see some metal shavings in there.
So it does look welded and it does look broken. So it does look like it was welded before, but it looks like the weld's cracked. So we're gonna go ahead and touch that up again and hopefully it holds this time. Okay, so you can kind of see the welds right there where it's broken and you see it spins the whole thing when I spin the driver's side tire. But when I spin only the passenger tire, that moved itself. So that's where the welds broke. So we already drained all the oil. Now we're just gonna clean it up. We have some brake cleaner and we're gonna spray it all down, try to get as much of the oil off before, we start with the welding. Make sure it's all cleaned up. We went ahead and cleaned everything up. We used a lot of brake cleaner. We used the toilet brush. This thing worked actually really good. Like it fits in there perfect. So I recommend one of these to take off some of the grease. And now we are going to let it dry so that we can go ahead and weld it up and get this thing running. Yeah, you can see the old welds right there. No good though, check it out. So hopefully we can actually make it run again. We're gonna use the trusty titanium Harbor Freight welder to weld that up. And Chris is gonna be the one welding, so I'm gonna record him. After we're done welding, we're gonna put on the diff cover, clean it up, put new gasket on there, and it should be solid. And both wheels should spin after we're done. And before you start doing anything dangerous on the Jeep, knock on Jeep. So since I already had crappy welds, now both wheels are spinning, so we're gonna put it back together. We already cleaned up the diff cover here, so I'm gonna clean up that side and get it prepared for the gasket. So now we're gonna use this 90-minute gasket maker. That way it seals up pretty fast and he could get on his way. All right, so now that we have the gasket on here, line it up. Okay, we got one in, put one on the opposite end. That way it just holds it in place while you stick the rest of the screws in. Now I recommend tightening these snug by hand, but I'm gonna use an impact just because I know how to control it. I feel like a lot of people don't and they end up stripping stuff. And you don't want this tight right away. You just want it snug, tighten it to spec afterwards once the gasket maker gets, kind of hard. So now that we already let this dry, tighten the bolts to spec, we're gonna go ahead and remove the fill plug and start filling her up. I'm using 75/90 gear oil, so that should be good. And it'll take about 2 quarts. If you're doing this yourself, it'll take about 2. So pick up 2 while you're there. So now that we're done, the last step is to go and test it out. So that's what we're gonna do. Beautiful sunset, so let's go take some pictures too. All right, so we're driving in now and it's definitely clunking when you turn. That's not, to me that doesn't sound like something I want to drive daily, but I mean, it'll go up hills, right? Let's see if you can hear it. Oh, it's kicking for sure. I feel like you're better off taking wider turns. Let's see how good of a job we did. Yeah, look at the views though. Sheesh. So we definitely know it's working since it's making a lot of noise when you turn. We're gonna have to get some videos in the mountains someday, but for now, this is gonna be it. If you guys have any questions on what I did, leave them down below in the comments. I'll be sure to reply. Don't forget to pick up your Weekends Art for Off-Roading flag on NajarOffroad.com. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.